Hello everyone, today I will teach you about the ecoservice, economic and business aspect of science and technology. So, in this topic, you will learn about the ecoservice aspect of science and technology, economic aspect of science and technology, and lastly is about business aspect of science and technology. Now we move to the first topic is ecoservice aspect of science and technology. Human societies have long been aware of their reliance on the goods and services provided by nature, especially food, fuel, and fiber. Ecosystem, which is a dynamic community comprising population of plants, animals, microorganisms, and the non-living environments interacting together as a functional unit. Biodiversity is referred to the existence of many kinds of animals, plants, and microorganisms which make a balanced environment in this world. Ecosystems are very essential to our well-being and prosperity as they provide us with food, clean air, and fresh water. Ecosystems also represent an exceptional sources of outdoor recreation opportunities. The function performed by the ecosystem that increase our well-being are also called as ecosystem service. Now, what is ecoservice? Ecoservice, which also known as ecosystem service, is the outputs, conditions, or process of natural system that directly and indirectly benefit humans or enhance human welfare. In a simple meaning, ecosystem services are the benefits that humans reap from natural area where living and the non-living things function in concert with each other. These services include a range of human essentials such as food production, clean water, and clean air. For example, grasslands and forests support pollinators, which promote healthy crops, while wetlands filter and purify our water supply. Biodiversity is fundamental to provision of ecosystem service. There are four types of ecosystem service, which is provisioning service, regulating service, cultural service, and lastly is supporting service. Provisioning service is the goods that produced or provided by the ecosystem, such as foods, drinking water, and oils. Regulating service is the benefit from regulation of ecosystem processes, such as the pollination, pest regulation, water partitioning, and climate regulation. Cultural service is a non-material benefit from the ecosystem, such as the educational, spiritual, recreational, and aesthetic. And lastly is the supporting service, which is the factor that necessary for producing ecosystem service. As example is the hydrological cycle, soil formation, nutrient cycling, and lastly is the primary production. Now, you may wonder how ecosystem and biodiversity provide essential benefits to our society. There are three evidence based on the peer research on ecosystem service which is pressed in Europe. The first one is the capacity of wetlands, rivers, streams, and lakes to remove or immobilize pollutants is essential to the provision of clean water for multiple use and decrease cost of wastewater treatment based on the technological solution only. The second is outdoor recreational service are one of the most immediate perceived benefit of ecosystems to people. The press study presents evidence of high visitation rate to natural area, in particular forests. Surveys show that citizens are willing to pay for continued access to forest ecosystem for recreational purpose. This also can boost the ecosystem. Lastly is insects such as bees and bumblebees are key actors in providing pollination service to maintain Europe's crop production, in particular of fruits and vegetables. Bees and bumblebees build nests and find nectar-carrying flowers. So, this action can increase the agricultural output. Now, how to maintain our ecosystem? There are two ways to maintain our ecosystem, which is technological advance and ecological restoration. Technologies already exist for reduction of pollution at reasonable cost, such as technology that help to control the application of fertilizer to a field. Because of that, technological change is essential for meeting growing demands for some ecosystem service. The developments and diffusion of technologies designed to increase the efficiency of resource use or reduce the harmful impacts toward the ecosystem. Ecological restoration is widely used to reverse the environmental degradation caused by human activities, especially in the science and technological era. Research that was carried out by an international team from University of Alcalá in Spain, the UK Centre for Ecological and Hydrology, and Bournemouth University in the UK, it showed that ecological restoration in areas of environmental degradation can help reverse global biodiversity loss, as well as promoting recovery of the ecosystem service. These research also show that the ecological restoration effective in pristine land, freshwater and marine system. This is my reference on this topic. Now, let's move to the second topic, which is economic aspect of science and technology. The first thing that you need to know in this topic is what is economic. Economic can be defined as science social that connect with the trade, industry and development of wealth of a country or an area of society. The technological advance will ensure the economic growth. Economic growth is defined as an increase to the tools and products that will be used to meet the human need in any country or region. It is measured by the difference of gross domestic product (GDP) per year. This GDP represents the market equivalent of all measurable values produced by one economy. The goal of science and technology is to enable enterprise and individuals to use technologies more efficiently, as this result is reduced costs and enhanced productivity gains. Technology involves application of science, especially for industrial or commercial purpose, making innovation to the production method, and product in order to increase the production efficiency. All of this will give positive impact in competition advantage and profit increase. This can contribute to the economy to a country. There are three advantages to technology in industry. The first one is it increases in quality of product by decreased human errors. Technology can increase quality by decreased human errors since humans are prone to error while technologies are not. This helps reduction in defects, mishap, and various other costly inefficiencies. The second one is cost reduction. This is occur because of the correction of inefficiency and waste being reduced within the production process, which save money in the long run. Manufacturing technologies improve overall productivity, which also can increase profit. This last one is reduce the production time. The longer the production process is, the more it is going to cost. Technologies drive the production process and get product in a much more efficiency ways. Do you know what is STI? STI is the term of science, technology, innovation. Innovation can be defined as the implementation of a new or significantly improved product or process, a new marketing method, or a new organization method in business practice, workplace organization, or external relation. Science, technology, innovation (STI) are main driving engine of global competitiveness, economic growth and development in both in economic theory and a country practice. It is critical for socio-economic development in today's knowledge-intensive, Innovation-led economy. Countries that have science, technology, innovation-based economic policies and strategy have great superiority and sustainable competitive advantage in not only global competitiveness but also in economic growth and development leading to wealth and welfare of the country. Our Malaysia also have this STI strategy. Based on the National Policy on Science and Technology Innovation (NPSTI) from 2013 to 2020, there are 6 strategies in Malaysia. The first one is advancing scientific and social research, development and commercialization. Second is developing, harnessing and intensifying talent. The third is energizing industry. The fourth is transforming STI governance. The fifth is promoting the and sensitizing STI. And lastly is enhancing strategic international alliance. Based on the Malaysia's STI strategy, the first strategy is advancing scientific and social research, development and commercialization. It is by reshaping public research development and commercialization to address national priorities, challenges and new opportunities. The second is developing, harnessing and intensifying talent. Malaysia needs to nurture, develop and retain a strong and committed talent pool to drive the STI agenda. The third is energizing industry. It is by the economic growth through increased private sector investment and commitment to the STI. The fourth is transforming STI governance. The STI governance must be enhanced to ensure effective implementation of policies and strategy with improved transparency and accountability in research, development and commercialization. The fifth is promoting and sensitizing STI. It is by doing the public awareness of STI, and this is really critical for the overall development of science and nation. Enculturation of STI to create a scientifically advanced, innovative and progressive society is the main challenge. Lastly is enhancing strategic international alliance. It is by the global collaboration and partnership. It is really essential in advancing the research, development and commercialization. This is my references on this topic. You can try to use this reference to make a research soon.
Hi, Assalamualaikum students. So today we are going to learn about business aspects, science and technology. But before that, I want to introduce that my name is Nur Afika Nabila binti Zulkifli. So let's go. So what is business? Okay, so business is defined as an activity that making one's living or making money by producing or buying and selling products. Okay, so business can be handled more than one person, like business partner or company and all. As you can see nowadays during PKP, because of COVID-19, we are being introduced with business. Okay, so same goes to me. Also participate with this sector because it gives me money and knowledge, right? So many people start selling foods, handcrafts, scarf, clothes, cosmetic and all. Okay, so it can be handling in one person, 2% and all, like I mentioned just now. And it depends on what type of business that you do. But do you know, alright? But do you know what are the main reason that have business more successful? Do you know that? Okay, it is because the science and technology nowadays. Okay, so science and technology help to improve business more better. It really give a lot of benefits towards people surrounding. Why is science and technology is important in business? Okay, students, so let's move to the next slide, which is why. Okay, why is science and technology is important in business? Okay, so the first point is this communication in business. Okay, so in today's business environment, it is necessary for employees to interact with clients quickly and clearly. Example like customer and seller. Alright, so websites help customers to find answer to their questions or tips in business between an hours. Okay, fast shipment options allow business to move products over a large geographic area. So when customers use technology to interact with the business benefits because better communication creates a stronger public image. Okay. Next one is the efficiency of operations. Technology also helps the business understand its cash flows, needs, and preserve precious resources such as time and physical space. With the proper technology in place, executives can save time and money by holding meetings over the internet instead of at corporate headquarters. Right? Clear, students? Okay, so the next point is business culture and class relations. Okay, so if factory managers can communicate with shipment coordinators at a different location, tensions and distrust are less likely to evolve. Okay, so for security, technology can be used to protect financial data, confidential executive decisions, and other proprietary information that leads to competitive advantages. Simply put, technology help business keep their ideas away from their competitions. Example like password. Okay, so when the security is means that you put some passwords at your laptop, at your phones, like that, right? So that is the importance of the science and technology in business. Okay, so next one is research capacity, which is the internet allows a business to virtually travel into new markets without the cost of an executive jet or the risk of creating a factory abroad. Alright, students, let's move to the next slide, which is the sixth slide that contains science and technology are related to business. Alright, so are you ready? Okay, so in this topic, you got 2 points, which is the communication and evolution. For communications, as been stated in the slide, which is nowadays it's straightforward for both scientists and entrepreneurs to reach out and ask for help, or either can pose questions that will lead to further innovation in the future. Okay, because the dialogue is pretty easy. Okay, so there is no reason for the relationship to weaken in this sense. Alright, so next, evolution, which is Aiden. Example, Aiden and Gilligan says that people report business info without no background. In short, they are scientists spewing out theoretical analysis. The fact that people understand this is the case is an evolution of sorts. Alright, class, do you have any questions to ask me so far? If you have, you can ask me later, okay, regarding this topic. Alright, so let's proceed to the next slide, which is the technology at the service of society and business. Alright, so in this slide, mention that technology changes constantly, okay, making it difficult to predict what role it will play in the future. Okay, so beyond observing technology's influence on society in nearly all aspects of everyday life, it is important, okay, highlight that it is really important to think about what role technology should play in our day-to-day routines and how it can successfully be integrated into organizations. Next, the transportation industry might think that technological progress will have a small impact than the internet, but innovations like artificial intelligence have the potential to shake up new organizations like Uber, Cabify, Grab, Foodpanda, and all. Okay, so the coming changes may suggest the engineers will take over most jobs, but we must not forget that artificial intelligence, AI, laboratories have been hiring more and more humanists. Okay, so let's move to the next slide, which is the roles of science in the business. Okay, so everybody thinks that only technology takes roles, is it? But actually, science also have roles in the business. Okay, so S2B, do you know what is S2B? Okay, so S2B is science to business marketing that has been taking shape in the past decade as a framework for bridging this gap. So let's look at the S2B and how it works. Okay, so science to business marketing, which is S2B, aims to more efficiently market and ultimately sell the work of researchers. This work usually comes from university and research institutes. Okay, so with the approach, scientists become actively involved in transferring technology and knowledge. Alright, so S2B get research out of silos and makes it more business savvy. Research scientists have a tendency to work in isolation, focus on their work. Alright, so this doesn't have any funding or in bringing the findings to the public. So taking an S2B approach in the earlier stages of research helps in finding private and government funding and in working to make marketable research. Okay. And last, the science makes industry more competitive, which is in terms of innovation that boosts profits. Even the bigger and richer business can benefit, and competition is fierce in most any industry. Okay, class. So let's proceed to the last slide, which is the evolving relationship between business and science. Okay. So, do you excited towards the last slide? Okay. All right. So, the first point is the openness and dialogue. Okay. So before we go further, do you know John O'Brien? Do you familiar with that name? Okay, so let me explain, which is John O'Brien is a deputy head of the Nestle Research Center in Lausanne, Switzerland. Okay, so he is organizing a session that called the challenges facing today's food production industry. O'Brien believes that scientists and business have a responsibility to work together to understand and inform the public. So that he explains that in food safety, a lot of decisions are actually driven by perception. Okay, so everyone knows that there are real risks to consider, but we also need to deal with the perceived risks. Okay, next is understanding time scales. For areas where technology is rapidly evolving, there sometimes needs to be additional support to be bridge the academic or industry divide. So to culture the gap, Aiden Gilligan, which is CEO of Policy and Communication Consultancy SciComm, believe organizations of on either side have a role to play. Okay, so the last point is toward two-way innovation. Okay, there are some involving toward two-way innovation, which is in the healthcare. Okay, healthcare. There is a new tension on the innovation horizon where regulators are considering the need to validate predictive algorithms and software used to target clinical service. That was pointed out by Lane Buchan again. So he is a professor of public health informatics at the University of Manchester and director at the Far Institute for Health Informatics in UK. So this is the last topic. I hope you understand what have been pointed out by our deputy head, our CEO in this topic. Okay. So this is my references. If you want to know deeper about this subject or this topic, you can open the link. Thank you.